Well, all right, it looks like we got some flurries last night. I did a little plowing yesterday with the John Deere 1025. Figured I'd come back out and clean up what we got overnight. I would say probably total we got about 8 or 9 inches. I'm going to show you how the John Deere 1025R, how that handles snow with the bucket. I don't have a snow pusher, I don't have a snow blower, all I've got is my bucket. After that, we got some other chores we got to do with the 1025, so stay tuned. other chores we have the 1025 do. Firewood duty. This is all year long. Whether it's pulling it out of the woods, bringing it with a splitter, moving it around, you name it, it does it. We burn about, I don't know, 3-4 a year maybe. We heat with pellets. We heat with wood. We prefer wood. It's a lot better to heat. Really like it. But we do some pellets, and of course we have oil. We have a boiler, so we need that oil for hot water. And a couple of the other rooms that we have in here, we just turn the thermostat down. If it really gets that cold, it'll come on. All right, the other camera went dead. So I was saying that we use the John Deere to do all facets of our firewood. Whether that's pulling it out of the woods behind the house, that might be, you know, right off the splitter, we'll throw it in the bucket, we get it stacked, or just moving it around. I don't want to keep all my wood in the woodshed because you end up burying your dry stuff, right? So we got that stacked up off to the side for next year. So come next year, this bucket will be full of that going into the woodshed. It's a lot of moving and a lot of handling the firewood, but it's fun. Also got some 12-foot logs, oak and some maple over there that's 12-foot long, and the brush crusher grapple that we have. I wanted to get a hydraulic one, but the brush crusher was cheaper, and I figured I'd try it out. And it was hard to get used to, but geez, that does a pretty good job picking them logs up. It really does. Pretty impressed. I don't have very many implements for the tractor. Of course, I got the bucket and the backhoe. And see, I got a landscape rake, I got a box blade, that brush crusher. Probably one of my favorite attachments is the pallet forks. Those freaking pallet forks are, geez, I use them almost every day. You know, and I just bought a cheap set from my dealer, and you know, flip this around and I'll show you. Okay, it's that set right there, and geez, you know, I use them all the time. So, you know, I really like to keep those handy. I don't keep a lot of implements in the garage. It's just easier to keep them outside, the ones I'm not going to use for the winter. We've got a little covered spot we keep them in out back. But the pallet forks, of course the bucket, and as far as ballast goes, I've got the tires are filled with rim guard. Is that what it's called, rim guard? I'm gonna have to look that up. I think it's called rim guard. Some people use beet juice. So that gives me a little ballast. Didn't do any more ballast because you know, I got the backhoe on there, and geez, that works perfect. You know, I don't know what that thing weighs, and I don't have a place to store that, so why not just leave it on the tractor, right? I don't, you know, let me show you around my shop here. I don't have a very good spot to store that. I got a bunch of other junk in here. So for me to be able to store a backhoe, you know, it just makes more sense to store right on the back and use it as a ballast for the bucket. So, yeah, I think that's all the chores we have for the old John Deere today. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching.